Welcome to the SwimSwam podcast. I'm today's host, Coleman Hodges, and joining me today, we have got Austin Lathrop, Camilo Vargas, and Sofia Vargas, three members of the Cal Poly swimming and diving team, which was just cut on Friday, March 7th. It was effective immediately when these athletes were informed. The athletic director, Dan Oberhelman, cited financial reasons for this cancellation of the Cal Poly men's and women's swimming and diving team. Since being cut on Friday, there has been a huge effort to save Cal Poly Swim and Dive, including a GoFundMe where they have set a goal of $200,000 to essentially fund another year of this swim team and get this swim team reinstated once again. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Let's get started. This episode of the SwimSwam podcast is sponsored by Commit Swimming, SwimSwam's exclusive team management software partner. Since 2015, Commit has been providing coaches with swimming's leading workout management software. And now, Commit has team management software too. Commit wants to help you make the switch from Team Unify to a simpler, more powerful solution. Their onboarding and customer service team will walk you through every step of the way. Check them out at commitswimming.com to book your demo today. That's COMMIT swimming.com. Camilo, I'm going to go to you first. The GoFundMe page, can you tell me a little bit about how soon this was made after the cutting of the team and what you all are hoping to accomplish with this?
Yeah, so the GoFundMe was made about two days after we were officially cut. It was made initially by the parents, and we spread it through the Instagram and through Facebook, through LinkedIn. The entire team was working to just get it out there to bring awareness first. I think that was the most important thing. Also, the GoFundMe is there obviously to help us fund, like you said, an entire year of a swim program, which would be a net zero cost to the athletic department, so that we can sort of get our footing back into the door and figure out ways to essentially fund the program ourselves or with little intervention from the athletic department. It's available on the Save Cal Poly Swim and Dive Instagram. And if you can't find that, I'm sure you can find it on other people's stories. We've had a lot of outreach from Olympians, Olympic gold medalists, world record holders. The support has really just been something else, something that I didn't even think that we would accomplish. So we're all so thankful for that. So thankful for all the money that people have put in. Our coach the other day just sacrificed a month's salary to support the cause because of how much she believes in this. And your dollars are a way to vote for our team. Those big donations are great and they're helpful and we need them, but even small donations make a difference. It's really hard for people to say no to like 2,000-3,000 people who have donated to a cause, but it's easy to say no to one person who's donated a lot of money. So even if you've donated $1, $5, it makes a difference. And we just want to take a moment to thank you all for that support. And yeah, ultimately that $200,000 goal is made so that we can approach the athletic department and the president of the university with money on the desk, on the table, so that we can move forward and find a solution to this problem.
Absolutely. Let's give some context to where the GoFundMe sits right now. 450, as of, we're recording this on Thursday, March 13th, less than a week after this Cal Poly team was cut. As of Thursday, today, 450 donations, over $42,000 raised. It's been, as you said, a team effort. A lot of donations, big and small. Worth mentioning that if the team doesn't get reinstated, all donations will be refunded. So it's either it's it's team reinstation or it's your money back. So this is, I don't want to say a win-win, but there's no loss here, right? For anyone who donates and chooses to help out this cause. As you also alluded to, there's an Instagram page, Save Cal Poly. Sofia, can you tell us a little bit about what went into making this? And just Austin, you can jump in here as well. How you've seen this Instagram page grow and the traction you've seen from it.
Yeah. The other day I was looking at like the insights on the Instagram, and we had 1.2 million views on the Instagram. So clearly, like, a lot of people have seen it. A lot of people have reached out. A lot of people have reposted, made donations, all of that. And we are so thankful, especially to the Olympians, even like people that come from programs that have like a huge platform. Like, we are so thankful for that outreach. Austin,
Yeah, 100%. Support's been amazing. Every reshare, every donation, no matter the amount, really sends a message and makes a difference. And again, all donations are protected by the GoFundMe giving guarantee. No matter where you are in the world, your donation's guaranteed to have a full refund a year after you donate, and if we're not reinstated. So, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more on that. We started the Instagram just about a day after we were cut. And I mean, initially, it's really challenging to run that Instagram account because essentially you are the voice for the entire team. And what you post on there needs to reiterate and describe what the entire team is feeling because you represent them. And we knew that it could blow up. So the amount of time that it's taken to like make sure that everything we say matches what everyone else is saying and that we're not saying things that are incorrect, because I mean, in cases like this, it's so easy for like rumors to come about. And we have done a really great job, especially the three of us, in terms of communication with everyone on the team, with the parents, to make sure that what we're putting out there is truthful. Because really, if you go out there and you lie or you say something that's wrong, it could be an accident, but people aren't going to see it that way. So that kind of work that's had to go into it has taken a lot of time. And I think especially that we're in finals right now as students, it's been even more challenging to like deal with this. So it definitely complicated matters.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the life of a college student is busy already, certainly of a Division I student athlete. And then to have this thrown on your plate, it seems like you all have gone above and beyond. So thank you for your efforts in saving this program. Off the top of my head, just the other day, I've seen Missy Franklin, Michael Andrew, Carson Foster, Bria Larson, Olympic champions, Olympic medalists, swimmers who are prominent in this sport, showing their support for this. And it certainly does seem like this Instagram has gotten a lot of traction. As you mentioned, Sofia, over 1 million people have seen this page. And I think this message has certainly resonated. So once again, you can go to Save Cal Poly Swim and Dive on GoFundMe if you want to donate. Right now, I would like to get into your version of this story, and the surprise, the shock, the sadness that went into you getting this news of your team being cut. Camilo, I'm going to start with you. Can you just take me through your perspective on this, the meeting, and how you found out this news, and the shockwaves it sent out maybe that day or the day after?
Yeah, it's crazy to think that 1 week ago we had no idea that this was going to happen. Like, Austin and I had actually just finished a practice, and we didn't even realize that, that could be our last NCAA Division I practice as teammates. And so really no one saw this coming, because this year was great especially for both sides. We had arguably the best season ever in Cal Poly swim and dive history, both in the pool and academically. So we thought everything was great with the athletic department. We were in good hands. We raised the money that we needed to raise this season to get through it. And then Thursday night, we got an email about 6 p.m. from the athletic director, and it said that he was canceling practice on Friday morning, and we were to report to this science building that's across campus from our athletic building, which has been our home this entire year, this entire time that I've been here. It's been my home for 3 years. The athletic building is literally attached to the pool. And anytime we've ever had a meeting with our athletic department, it's always been in that athletic facility. So it was definitely out of the norm to go and now have a meeting at some random science building across campus. So we knew something was a little bit different. And the fact that practice was canceled definitely didn't sit well with people. So we had our assumptions. As a team, we decided to show up. I should say that the meeting was at 7:30 a.m. on Friday morning. So we had to show up there a little bit early as a team. And by then there had been word that we could be getting cut. People had basically put that together in terms of, apparently there was a meeting with all of the coaches from Cal Poly, and the swim coaches weren't invited to that. And our athletic director, right before meeting with the entire team, was meeting with our coaches. So before going into that meeting, we knew that, we're probably getting our program canceled. So everyone was prepared. There was a lot of emotions. I mean, we're a pretty loud team. I think we're a pretty proud team too. And I have never seen that many sad faces and just tears. And I mean, just thinking about it, you can get emotional. But we went into that meeting, and pretty much the first words that came out of our athletic director's mouth were we're canceling the swim program, or we're cutting the swim program. And it was just quiet.
How long did this meeting last?
I think it was about an hour and a half. Yeah. It started off with him discussing that we're cutting the program, a little bit about why, and then he had some little Q&A questions that, questions that we could be asking, or that we should be asking, in regards to why the team is getting cut and what it means for us. So he had a document that kind of just answered those questions. I know Austin asked a lot of questions. You wanna touch on that?
Yeah. One thing I'll start off by saying is that I think every college swimmer who's graduated will agree that even when you know when your last swim meet is, when your last race is, it's still extremely difficult to leave the sport that you've dedicated your entire life towards, basically. So for us, when no one had any idea that we had swam our last conference potentially, or our last race, it was really heartbreaking, honestly. But getting back to some of the reasons that were cited for our team being cut, the main reason cited was an annual loss of about $450,000 per year from the school due to the House versus NCAA settlement. Another reason that was said was that with our current team budget and resources, that we just couldn't be afforded the proper student athlete experience that we deserve. But I think that is huge misunderstanding and disconnection from the athletic department and the people that ultimately made this decision, because being told that your team is cut without having any idea the day before, that is the worst possible student athlete experience. So yeah. Sophia, do you want to talk about your experience at all?
Yeah, I knew like going into the meeting that it wasn't gonna be good. And like I was sitting like outside with two of the freshmen, and like this was like before we knew that it was going to be cut, and they were like, oh, like we're gonna be cut. And I remember like telling them like no matter what, like we're going to figure this out. And like I just had like so much hope, like to like reinstate the program even before like going into the meeting.
Yeah, it's kind of like you never think it's gonna happen to you until it happens to you, and it just hits you. And I mean, I remember just being like very quiet, like in shock. Just you don't even know how to like react to that, especially with the kind of season that we've had. And I think Austin touched on it like beautifully. We are a team that makes do with what we have. And every single year we've been getting better and better and better. And for it to happen at this point is just shocking.
On that note, I have a lot of follow-up questions about this, but specifically on that note, I think we reported that the budget for the swim team for a year was around $210,000. I think the team was given around 120 at the beginning of the year, and you had to fundraise over $80,000 just for the team to operate. Is that true? And can you tell me about that? Because I mean that in itself is a feat.
Yeah, so pretty much at the beginning of the year, we were told just that we were about $80,000 short. And it was up for debate whether we were even going to get to go to a midseason meet to be able to compete against teams in our conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, the parents, the alumni, all of the swimmers, we all rallied together and raised more than $80,000. We raised $85,000. So when we were put to the task, we were able to do it. And then we translated that into the pool, having the best season this program has ever seen. I mean, I could list some of the accolades here. We have 10 plus school records, 20 plus additional top 5 all-time times for like Cal Poly. Mm-hmm. We had Big West Coach of the Year, Big West Conference Newcomer of the Year, first men's top 3 finish in history at conference, highest women's team finish in history, first men's team undefeated dual meet season in history, highest men's team GPA of all Cal Poly sports last quarter, and women's diving achieved all-time highest team score in Cal Poly history.
So, and yeah, as you said, very, very arguably the best season in Cal Poly history. I feel like as student athletes, that is something that maybe doesn't get praised enough for swim teams, is that they very routinely have the highest GPA of any athletic team on campus across the country, which this team did. And then to have to be that self-sufficient, right? To raise nearly $100,000, nearly half of your budget on your own, and to still get the boot, to still certainly feel underappreciated, because I think the House versus NCAA settlement is hitting every school hard, but it doesn't seem like there was a lot of effort put in on the athletic department side in terms of trying to make this work. And again, we've seen ripple effects coming down the pipeline for this for a while, but wow, it's a little hard to argue with some of the things you're listing. So yeah. I want to go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that I feel like we have earned the right to at least try to raise money and to become more self-sufficient and to find ways to support the program and not have to rely as much on the athletic department. And that is in part of why we have the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is to raise money, to show them that we can raise money regardless of what the athletic department says or what anyone says. And we can figure this out in a in a calm and peaceful way.
And as you said, all you're asking for is a chance here. So I want to go back to that meeting. He laid out you mentioned your athletic director laid out, a list of questions or a Q&A portion, and said how to move forward from here. Austin, I think I'll throw this one to you because Camilo mentioned you had asked some questions. I'm honestly shocked that you could even formulate questions given the state and the news that you had just been privy to minutes ago, right? It almost doesn't seem fair to say, okay, we're cutting your team questions. But Austin, how did you feel about this portion? And do you feel like it was informational or helpful?
I think we asked a lot of tough questions to our athletic director. For example, we asked how much does it cost the athletic department or the school any money to at least give us a chance to attempt the fundraise and save the team? And we were told, no, it costs us nothing. So we were like, why can't we even be afforded the chance? And, as a team, we feel like we weren't really reached out to try and collaborate, to try and find potential solutions to cut down budget even more. Even in just that short meeting, we were already offering potential solutions. For example, like we had 2 coaches this year. Like, what if we had 1 next year? Like, we went to some travel meets. Like, it's not ideal, but we don't have to travel to as many meets. And it felt like there just wasn't an effort to even try to collaborate with us or come up with a potential solution, which I think that was one of the hardest parts about it. Just felt like there wasn't a lot of thought put into the impact of this on not just our team, but the recruits, countless future generations of young swimmers who deserve the opportunity to try and represent Cal Poly. Yeah, I mean, the way that it was done was, quite frankly, extremely just cruel. We were told our access to the pool was revoked immediately. Same with our access to the weight room, as well as different athletic facilities such as the nutrition center. We finished out our entire season, delivered arguably the greatest season that the team has ever seen. And we feel like the least that could be done was to allow us to continue using those facilities for the rest of the year. And by the way, it costs zero money to do so. The pool maintenance costs are still there because Club Swim and other people are still using the pool. Same with our weight room, obviously. But the good news is we've worked with the athletic department since. We've raised a lot of money and had so much support that we've had some small wins already. So our access to the pool has been returned. We don't have coaching still, but this is the start, and all the support that the community is showing is really making a difference, and it's already being shown.
Wow, I saw that via Instagram, and that was great to hear. It was great to see. You said that your athletic department has already worked with you a bit on this matter. Can you tell me about the interactions you've had with them? Perhaps, just how you were able to get back that pool time, and if you feel like they will be willing to work with you more moving forward on this, especially with that 200,000 target goal of fundraising. And if you think that could, really, if at least temporarily, reinstate the team from the perspective of your athletic department.
Yeah, so I definitely want to give credit to our amazing teammates. It's not just us doing it. They're doing some great work. So other teammates have been in contact with the athletics department, and they were doing a lot of the heavy lifting on trying to get us to keep some of these benefits, at least partially, until the end of the year. Regarding if we can continue working with the athletic department, try and get the 200,000. I think that they didn't think it would be possible when asked why aren't we given a chance to try and fundraise to self-fund our team. The reason was that they didn't think we could do it, and that based on previous research that we wouldn't have a chance. So I think with the tremendous support that's already coming in, it's going to help convince the athletic department to keep us around.
It's kind of surprising to me that a team that raised nearly $100,000 this year for operating costs, again, the athletic department wouldn't even consider a meeting about about sustaining ourselves or about raising funds for the future and moving forward. But that is great news to hear that, again, it's truly a team effort, and that there is hope moving forward. With that, I just kind of want to get each of your perspectives about being on this team and what it's meant to you, certainly during this historic season that has seen Cal Poly reach heights it's never had in the past. Camilo, can I go to you first on this one? Just what would you say to someone who's thinking about donating or doesn't know much about the Cal Poly swim team? You know, what has it done for you as a student, as an athlete, and just as a person?
Yeah, I mean, being a part of the Cal Poly swim team is probably one of the best things I've been able to be a part of. I've seen this team grow from, literally the bottom of the conference rankings all the way up to nearly being the favorites to win at conference this year. So seeing that kind of progression is just amazing. And the team morale has just been building every single year. And personally, I've met some of my best friends on this swim team. And without this opportunity, I just couldn't see my life going the same way. I mean, it's incredible the impact that these people have had on me. And I kind of want to talk about the alumni too. Every year we have an alumni meet. And when all the alumni come, it's like we're all part of one team. And that feeling it's just amazing to have those kind of connections in your real life, but also the bonds that you can share. We all swam at the same pool. We all had the same practice times. A lot of us had similar coaching staff, right? So we kind of know we have this fundamental connection that you can't really find anywhere else. And it's similar on other teams, but there's something about Cal Poly that just strikes me differently. And another thing I want to kind of talk about in terms of people considering donating to the team is, over the summer I was swimming at a community pool here, and a lot of the people who live in San Luis Obispo are alumni of Cal Poly. So at the pool, you're bound to find some Cal Poly alumni swimmers. And when I was swimming there one day, there was an older gentleman, and he approached me. He recognized my Cal Poly cap, and he asked me if I was on the swim team. And I said, yeah, I'm on the swim team. And it turns out that he was also on the swim team in the early, I want to say 1995. So a little while ago. Don't quote me on the date, but we bonded over that, and eventually it came out that when he was on the team, they had gone through a similar thing that we're going through actually right now, and they had canceled the program. And the only way that they could save the program was through walking, through protesting, through fundraising, through raising awareness, similar things that we're doing now. And what is amazing to me and what stuck out to me was that I would not be at this place without this man and the things that his team did to bring us to this point. And we have to do a similar thing now, because there are generations of swimmers that want to come and swim in college. And a loss for our college program is a loss for swimming, not just NCAA. It's USA Swimming, kids out there that want to come and swim. So it's it's about something deeper than just saving the people on the team right now. And I think if you're considering a donation, think of it as you're saving the sport, not just a few swimmers who are on the team now.
Beautifully said. Thank you for that, Camilo. That's a wonderful story. Had no idea that this had happened in Cal Poly's past, specifically Cal Poly Swim and Dives past. But thank you so much for that insight. I mean, sheesh, if that doesn't make a difference to you listeners, I don't know what might. But Austin, I'm going to toss this to you next. Just once again, what has your experience on this team meant to you? What has this team meant to you specifically this season?
Yeah, this team, we truly are a family. And I'm a sophomore, but I'm also a transfer student. So this was my first year on the team. And, coming in as a transfer student, you may be a little nervous, like, am I going to fit in with the other sophomores who have known each other and bonded for an entire year? And same with the rest of the team. But honestly, like, I was welcomed in with open arms from the first day I got here, in my own class and with the entire team. And honestly, I couldn't imagine swimming with a different group of people every single day. Like, we truly are a family. We support each other, and it's honestly just been incredible.
Yeah. It's again, great to hear. Great to hear that you came in and fit right in and found a home. I think transferring is a very common experience in college. And I think more so than just finding a school that you think is right for you, but finding the right fit isn't always a first try. So it's great to hear that you found that at Cal Poly. Sofia, again, same question. Just what has your experience on this team meant to you?
First, I want to say, it was my dream to come here. When I was in high school, I had this pool, as my background. And when I, when I came here, it was the most amazing experience. They immediately became my family. This is my home. And I get to swim with my brother as well. So that has been amazing. And yeah, it's been an awesome experience, and I'm super grateful.
Yeah. To all three of you, just thank you so much for sharing these memories, these experiences, what this team has meant to you, and why, for you listening, it needs your help now. So once again, you can go support Cal Poly, save Cal Poly Swim and Dive on GoFundMe. The link is going to be in the description below. You can check the Save Cal Poly Instagram for more information and for constant updates. That's how I found out that you guys were able to swim in the pool again today. But thank you three so much for coming on, for informing us, and for giving us your honest opinions and experiences about being on this team and what it's meant to you. Any parting thoughts or anything else you want to hit on before we sign off today?
I think, again, we just really want to reiterate, thank you to everyone who has supported the team. Really means a lot. Again, every reshare, every donation counts. We're incredibly grateful.
You've been listening to the SwimSwam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take SwimSwam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.